Hey guys, welcome to another episode of First Impressions here at MurrOtter. I'm Matt, and today we're checking out the 2D sort of resource management submarine simulator Barotrauma, which we're going to take a jump in and see how it goes. It seems kind of reminiscent to me of something like a RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included at the surface, as well as sort of like a co-op team management game that you could play with your friends or others online, either by typing or using quick commands, or with a voice chat. We will not be looking at that aspect of the game today, just because I'm looking at this first impression alone. And I actually find that probably the most comprehensive way to show you this game and take a look and give you those first impressions is by going through the various trainings that kind of talk to you about each of the types of roles you can play on your team of people manning this submarine. So let's go ahead and jump right into the mechanic training. Now, one thing the game does that's interesting is you're on like an alien moon or planet or something in the seas. So you're not just on a sub, not just on any sub, but you're on a sub in like a foreign alien planet situation and having to deal with the dangers that come with that. Are you okay? You need to get up and moving ASAP. So then it tells you how to manage doors. You walk around using your WASDs. You can access these containers. We're going to go ahead and take everything out of them. And you'll notice it's actually giving you pretty comprehensive options in those pop-ups there. Now, there are hull breaches happening up ahead. So as you can see, it kind of has like that side scan 2D view. That's what kind of makes me think of the RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included, or like even Fallout Shelter from the perspective angle. And then you move around and navigate using your mouse and WASD. So to repair a leak in the hull, we can use our welding tool, which I'll go ahead and equip. Oh, and I need to put on my oxygen mask so I won't suffocate when I enter. And you notice the doors won't let you in unless you're prepared to go in and handle what's ahead of you. And I am. So we're going to go ahead. Hey, can I please fix this? So we fix that. We gain 10 XP. And now we just want to go access this water pump so we can push out all the water now that the hull leak is gone. And I can also remove my mask and do this sweet arm dance using the the right mouse click. Also, my favorite part of this game is the collapse move, which I'm going to teach you all how to do now. Hold spacebar, and you're dead. You'll see people do that consistently online. Alright, good news, bad news. Bad news, there's a firehead. Good news, we have the tools to fix it. So, crafting. There's a fabricator, which will let you essentially take items that you find, like these, put them in, and get the items you want back out. So we're going to deconstruct those. And when those are done, we'll take the items that we get from the output. Did it deconstruct this? Oh, I guess I just need that. I guess I don't need to deconstruct the sodium itself. We want to get the fire extinguisher. We're going to go ahead and drop those onto their corresponding parts. We can now create it, and it will give you a fire extinguisher right here, which will let us go and manage the fire happening right here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You can't actually hold a fire extinguisher, so you have to double click it. It goes straight into your character's hands, or else you have to leave it on the floor. We'll go up, and we'll put out this fire, and we are good to go. And then now we don't need the item anymore, so we can just drop it. Now, up ahead, we're going to need a diving suit because we have a bigger hull breach happening. And in order to fix that, we're going to need our suit on so we can swim, because this one's full and unpressurized and we don't want our skull blown to bits. Do we get it? Or is there pieces left on this one? I might not have fixed it all just yet. Oh, I've actually flooded the whole room because I forgot to close the door. Oops, sorry. Alright. Now can you pump it out? Oh, I gotta repair the pump. That's why. So the pump's broken, you can see there. You click on it with the wrench. You go ahead and repair. And as you can see, you fix it lying on the ground until it's ready, and then you stand up and assume the position. And now we're ready to go board our ship. And And that's mostly it for the mechanic one. So now we're on the submarine itself, and that's where you spend a lot of your time on Barotrauma. It's on the simpler side. This one is, but you'll have different submarines in each of the missions in the game, and the interiors are cramped, so finding things can be difficult. But basically I want to go to the engine and fix what we have back there. You'll notice you have like prompts all over the map, so you can see where all you need to be and what you need to be doing there. So we'll go ahead and repair this. Climb out there. Although it looks like that flooded the ship, but I'm just following commands, you know? I don't ask questions, I just take the orders. There we go. Fixing the engine, no problem. Wearing my sweet suit. Sometimes I can get a little bit lost in the layers of the 2D and 3D because, and you can see sometimes I'll just forget the floor is there and I end up doing this weird jig on the floor. And this should be the last one that we need to fix. And again, apologies for the voice. Another cold once again. And I believe that's it. Yep. So we're done with the mechanical aspect of the game. That's just one of the classes you can be in the game. Now we're going on to engineer training. Which, frankly, if you ask me, is one of the more complicated classes. This is the one that had me feeling a little bit overwhelmed because I was worried the whole game was going to be at this level of complication. Okay, more container tutorial. And you'll see a little bit of what I mean by that here in just a second. But fortunately, they do give you videos in the tutorials that can kind of have you ready. And they make it feel much more reasonable. Okay, so this reactor. They provide power to the submarine and the outpost, require fuel and create heat, require fuel to create heat and a crew member to regulate the output. Drag a fuel rod into the item slot on the left and multiple fuel rods create more heat, but in normal circumstances, one is enough, and any more might lead to overheating. So, we're going to put one in, we're going to flip it to on, and we're going to try to get our fission rate lined up here and our turbine rate, and then you kind of got to play this mini game to keep it lined up so that that bar on the right stays regulated until it's ready to go into auto drive and it's rebalanced and stabilized. Trying to get the heat up. Oh shit. Didn't notice that moved on me again there. There we go. And we're ready to put back automatic control. So we're able to deal with the reactor. That was the first part where when I saw it, I was like, yikes, that's a little convoluted. But again, there was a nice video tutorial, and you kind of start to understand the little mini games, and there's not too many of them, so you don't get sort of overburdened by them. Like mechanical items, junction boxes need maintenance. In addition to wear and tear, they're damaged by water and overvoltage. Only these you fix with a screwdriver rather than a wrench. Okay, that's that done. We're gonna make our way down the ship. And now we have to deal with some wiring. Junction boxes serve as our main way to connect the submarine's devices to the power grid. Connect them using wires to allow for power to travel between them. So, what we'll want to do is equip some wire. Good lord. Oh wait, that one's good. It's this one, right? Ooh, I don't want to drop it. I want to pick it up. This one was being weird for me earlier too. I need to have both ready and rewire with the screwdriver. There it is. I was trying to click on it, but you need to actually use the E command in order to interact. I'll do the same here. Notice you're carrying the wire around. You see it coming down to your belt here. Let me just back that on up, and you'll connect it right into the power grid there, and you see you get the new power line. So, come down. Do it again right here. So this time, go ahead and drag it up. Come on. And I'll carry my wire on over here. Finish her up. Perfect wiring job. I won't trip anybody. Which that allows now this pump to be working. You saw the water come out of the room as a result. We're all good there. Grab another wrench and a screwdriver because I am a mechanic after all. Okay. And we're just making our way down into the ship. Alright, so now we got to find the electrical room, repair the junction boxes. Which should be no problem for an expert like us. Wow, it's a mess. Who's been watching this place? Thank God I'm here. No mini games associated with these, it's just a lot of clicking. And remember, the way this would be working from a gameplay standpoint in the actual campaign mode is you'd either be with 3 AIs, which you can actually command, and we'll learn a little bit about that, or with 3 or 4 random players online who you can do these with, which is cool. They can be your friends or random people you meet in the server rooms, although at launch there's been a little bit of difficulty I'm seeing with matchmaking with randoms, but playing with friends I think is the way to go anyway in a game like this. It's kind of like a giant game of what's that game? Lovers in Dangerous Space-Time or something like that, or Overcooked, like that kind of co-op. So that's it for the mechanic and engineer training. Now we go to the medical doctor training, which is a personal favorite of mine. I had the most fun with this class. There's something comical to the physicality of it, and it reminds me. Oh my God! I hit the shift button and it made me just do a backflop. Oh, it was just timing. We got hit. That's just teaching me how to deal with myself. So I want to heal now. So I'll go ahead and take all these goods. Click H to look at my own medical interface. I've hurt my body in that crash. Afflictions affecting characters are shown on the list to the left. It kind of shows you which part of the body and what's recommended to treat them. So in this case, it says morphine will do me. So I'll just drag and drop. That heals me up. And now I have a little bit of a blurred vision, probably from addiction. But nevertheless, here I am. Now, my job is to go help with medical assistance in other parts of the boat, though. There's a game I used to play called Trauma, Life in the ER, where it was this just outrageously silly game, where people would come in and be like, oh, I hurt, and you'd have to like ask them all these questions and try to figure out what needed to happen. So this is what I was talking about with the AI, how you can give commands, and so essentially you can give the AI commands like to follow you or to go take care of certain things in the ship. That'll come even more into play when you're the captain of the boat. But for now, I just don't have what he needs, so I want him to follow me up to the medical bay. Because that's what you want to do with somebody that's hurt, is make them as mobile as possible and try to increase all chances of injury. Wait, is this where the medical... No, the medical bay is this way. I took Rob to my room. That's very creepy. I'm sorry, Rob. Don't call HR on me. I didn't mean it. I just don't know my way around the boat yet. It's this giant plus sign, you know? Medical unit this away. I'm gonna go ahead and take all of those. Okay, Rob, you can hit H to see his interface as well. He's been burned, so I know I can drag and drop this to heal his torso, and he should be good to go. Now there's medical assistance in the upper half side of the submarine itself, so we're gonna go ahead and drop on down. I can tell Rob to stop following me because he's being a creeper. Although I did take him to my room. So you see, excuse me, you can resuscitate people who are downed. Catherine here has had a rough day. Or Christine, I'm sorry. I don't even remember her name. But I've made it worse by not remembering it. So I can either grab her or heal her. Grab her to take her somewhere else, or H to heal. She's doing sort of a full scorpion exorcist kind of thing here. So we're going to resuscitate her, which really looks more like a teabag or some kind of crazy Kama Sutra sex position. But she's coming back, and she's back. She hops right up. She recovers without incident, and then you do this weird thing where like you keep your hands like, hey, Christine, listen, walk it off. But she is now good to go. So, let's continue our way down to the upper half side. Now. Alright, so my job is to check up on everyone while we get into the vessel for transit. So, I need to look for everybody on this boat and see who needs help. Because that's the doctor's job, just fucking wander around blindly and be like, hey, everybody good here? Anybody need any band-aids? Hey you, come here. Marjorie, I can tell you don't look healthy. HIPAA violations abound. Okay, so in this case, any of these ought to do? I don't think I have the fentanyl. It doesn't say anything about morphine. Oh, it does. It's a green level recovery. Actually, I'll give her this half of morphine. See if that will constitute as a heal. Looks to me like it does. I'm the doctor here, so I say you're good to go. Who else? You good? Oh, Jesus. We're not ready for that yet. But I do want to help out Loretta, who appears to have a little bit of an injury here on this leg. We're going to give her morphine, too. That's just my solution for everything, is drug everybody up. Alright, who else do we got? Oh, yikes. Marjorie's good. Wait, are you good? Are you good? Why do you have a little... Nope, yeah, you're good. You're not good. What's wrong? Marjorie, I thought we took care of you. Whoa. You slammed that door in my face? I do the best treatment I can. Oh, you are good. You don't need me. You don't need me. Who else might need help? No one's down here. It looks like she's telling me she still needs help. Which is concerning because I've done everything. She's got a full health bar. I swear to God I'll learn my way around this ship one day or another. Hello, ma'am. Oh, you're trying to tell me this person's in bad shape. I see. That was her trying to give me a quick chat guidance. So we will resuscitate with a healthy tea bag. Look at this. I'm doing kind of like a Russian dance. Looks like we're good there. Wait, you're not all the way good. It looks like you still actually could use a little medicine. It's like if you give a mouse a cookie, everybody's like hurt, but then... Wait, excuse me? You still have some leg burns, it appears? I'm gonna morphine that. We'll get you all fixed up. There we go. Everybody's good and full of morphine. We are a happy submarine in space. Let's go. And that's it for the medical team. Oops. Now we're gonna be the security officer. This is where things get a little bit actiony. Whip out the guns. So. We've hit the point now where it's telling us we need to equip this kind of stuff, our melee weapons and armor. Melee weapons work the same as they do with the other items in the game. You hold down your right click and then left click to actually attack. We stun the monster with an initial attack, and then we can just melee it the rest of the way to death. No big deal, that's just a melee weapon. But as you see up at the top, that's just a baby. So now we gotta worry about, what do we do with the big daddies? Now we're dealing with the coil gun, which you load with these giant boxes here. However, they're empty, the ones that are in it now. So we're gonna go ahead and move those, and then get out of here. And then refill the gun with an actual loaded version there. We're gonna charge it up to about 50%, which is what's required. Then we're gonna man it by looking through the periscope. Oh jeez. And now we're trying to shoot this big daddy. This cuttlefish. You can see the gun in the top there. It has like a certain recharge time. And we want to kill this hammerhead in order to progress. Oh god. So you'd have, again, like, imagine somebody's in each of these classes. You've got, like, leaks. You've got injured people on your ship. You're being attacked by these hammerheads. It should be that one gone, yeah. So the station's unsalvageable. Come down to the sub. We're leaving before it's too late. So we got a little more to take care of here. And now we're going to get our ranged weapons. So I'm going to get all these harpoons. And then you just want to make sure you actually load it up. That doesn't, it helps clear up spots in your inventory, but also if you actually want to shoot someone, you know, you're going to want it to be equipped and loaded. So now we want to use it to take out the mud raptors. Same thing, hold down right click, shoot with left, which I've kind of downed it there. Oh, he's gotten away. Come back. Oh, I got him. One more for good measure. I'm out of spears, but that's alright. That's a mud raptor down. And now we're gonna go ahead aboard the ship because I'm a fucking hero. Anything here? I don't think anything we need, but I'll take one of everything just in case. Submarine weapons, find ammunition for the coil guns and load them. Recharge the supercapacitors. So in here's the coil gun for the actual ship itself. We want to go get more ammo for it from down the hall. So I'll carry that there. Sprint down the hall with the armful of cannons. I'll set that on the floor in an effort to take out these empties. I just want to drag these to here. Quickest route kind of thing. Load that one there. Now I'll run back down the hall, grab another one. And I'll run that back in here. Drop it. Take that. Drop it. Pick that back up. And we'll load that right on there. So the coil gun is now loaded. Now I've just got to fire it up. Get them both set to 50 so they have enough power. So now when the crew comes, we're ready to rock and shoot up some alien bad boys. And that's it for your sort of action class, the security officers. Now the captain, which is mostly what it would be like to play alone with some AI, but how you can command people to work around the ship. Obviously the quick commands are still nice, even if you're playing with people online and you don't have voice chat. What's most important here, though, is that we put on our attire because we're naked right now. But now we look like somebody who can actually give commands. I guess we need to go aboard our ship. Seems like a good first step to being captain. Captain, any orders? So you can tell a character to follow you, which we've already done in the medical profession. But we'll take Rob back down onto our ship. The ragdoll sort of like goofy physics. It never gets old to me. It's so funny. Look at this. Especially when like you're trying to be serious about something and you just collapse. Alright, now we want this person to repair damage systems. You can see your list of options for each character, and they're specific to their class. So this one's a mechanic. We can tell her to repair the damage systems. Now this one would be our security officer, so we can tell that one to manage the weapons and fire at will from the bottom of our sub. And Carrie Green here is our engineer, so we can tell her to fire up the reactors. So we have our ship in full functioning capacity here. However, it's time to undock the ship. It's time for me to drive this bad boy. I am terrible at this. We're going to switch to active sonar. And we're going to start driving it. Oh, insufficient power. I forgot. Carrie Green, what'd I say? Fire it up, dude. Is she doing it? Alright, there we go. We're undocked. So now, we're trying to avoid hitting stuff, and our goal is to navigate to a destination. Now, the further you pull this line here, the faster you go, but in turn, the harder it is to slow down, and you don't want to run into any of those, whoops, any of those bumps. It's also not recommended, like, see here? We don't want to run into that, so I'm going to try to push it basically straight down so we won't bump into anything. And we'll head to that Bellis linea. That's our goal here, 165 meters away. We just want to be careful, though, because we're about to run into this, and we don't want to do that. Normally, it'd probably be recommended to take it nice and slow. They have this in a setting right now where you can't actually take hull damage because it's a tutorial, but if we were to run into any of that, you could spring leaks and things like that as you're navigating your submarine, and the other members of your team would sort of have to deal with the consequences of that. So now we're going to learn to dock. So to dock the submarine, you basically want to maneuver it until these two lines are synced up. Then you'll have an option here that actually allows you to dock. So we want to make sure we do that. We're working on it, though. We're going to take it real slow. Real slow. I'd love to know, like, how realistic this part is. Now notice, slow down. And we docked it. Probably a little too fast, but we got it done. And we're at the new base at Bellis Linea Fortification. So we landed that bad boy. We've played all 5 of the different roles you could play on this team, and now you have an idea of what it'd be like to play Barotrauma. So then you could jump into the campaign, which at this point, this game is in early access. That's something to consider. So the game is not fully released yet. And with that in mind, not all of the fully fleshed out components of a campaign mode are functioning just yet. And as a result, it's kind of recommended by them that you play online. You play with friends. The AI is not optimized. There's some server issues. But I think playing with friends, this game would have a place and would be fun. My only complaint with it, though, is it is a little bit complicated. And for what it is, and being early release, its $30 price tag is a little bit steep. I think like 15 or 20 would have been reasonable for a game like this, but it just feels a little steep for you to get out of it. So just keep that in mind. And if you're on the fence, it might be one to wait until it hits like a Steam sale or something like that before you buy. That said, if you're into this kind of simulation 2D resource management game like a RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included, it's definitely one to keep an eye on. So keep an eye on Barotrauma, guys. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please hit the like button below. It helps out the channel a lot. Hit subscribe if you want to see more from us in the future. We have new videos just about every day, reviews, let's play, things like that, and we'd love to have you around. And guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.